Okay, Kevin here, retired expat abroad. Now, today we are at the War Remnants Museum right here in District 3, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Now, when America pulled out of the Vietnam War, obviously there was a lot of stuff left behind. So we're going to look at some equipment, and we're also going to look at some exhibits that they have here at the War Remnants Museum. So hopefully you enjoy. We'll start right here at the beginning. Now, this was a U.S. Air Force used as a spotter plane during the war. They would spot enemy positions, also spot downed airmen who were shot down during the war. They would find them and get them some recovery help on the way. So this is just a spotter airplane. Old, very old. I'm a pilot. I fly airplanes something like this back in the States, like the Cessna type aircraft. Really cool. And then a little trainer jet right here. U.S. Air Force. Now, this was used as a trainer. And also to drop bombs, as you can see. Another one back here. Let's take a look at this one. Really cool little airplanes. And as you can see, this was a A-37 fighter bomber. Let's see if I can get some of this for you. I'm trying. The sun is very bright. Okay. I think we can probably read that. So this is an A-37. Little jet airplane. And we have a bigger airplane over here. Let's look at the plaque, because I can't remember all the numbers. I can't remember all the numbers. Big radial engine. Look at that. Wow. Wow. And this is an A1 Sky Raider. A1 Sky Raider. Fighter bomber. Made by the McDonnell Douglas Corporation. And you can see their armament there. I'll let you read that. And while I'm talking, let me thank you all so much for watching my Reunification Palace video. Thank you, I appreciate it. You made that my best video to date. So to all my subscribers, I say thank you very much. What do we have here? A Huey, of course. The workhorse of the Vietnam War, the UH-1 Huey. Give you a chance to read the plaque here. Oh, a lot of Hueys used in the Vietnam War. The Vietnam War was a helicopter war. See their armament there, very well armed. There's the rocket pod. And then, of course, we had the door gunners. I'm not sure what caliber that is. It looks to be about a 30 caliber, maybe a 50, I'm not sure. It's been so long since I was in the Marine Corps. I just don't remember all of those things. But it was a great helicopter for the Americans during the war. And there's a lot of them left over here in Vietnam. Very cool. Very old. Let's move on. Let's see what tank this is. M48A3 tank. Battle tank. I'll give you a second there so you can read the plaque. Get a little closer. We have the Vietnamese language on top, and we have English on the bottom. There you can see the armament. Okay. Next to that, we have a CH-47 Chinook. Bigger helicopter that the Americans used. Troop transport, various other missions. I'll let you read the plaque on that. Big helicopter. Really cool. Really cool. Let's get a little better look at this beast. That's a big helicopter. Now, I flew, when I was in the Marine Corps, I was a helicopter crew chief, and I flew on the Sikorsky CH-53E model, the Super Stallion. I don't think we have a Super Stallion here, but we'll keep looking. This is not a real big place. It's fairly small, but they pack a lot of stuff in. We'll get you a little better look at the tanks. Look at the rollers on these things. Look how big. Very big. We have another tank behind this one. Let's see what this one is. You have a nice row of equipment right here. Okay, this is an M41 tank. M41. Oh, look at the old bulldozer. My dad would love this. He's an old construction guy. Look at that. What is this thing? A D7E dozer. Weighs 40 tons. My goodness. The D7. I've ran some bulldozers in my life. Worked a little bit in the construction industry back in the day. Look at this thing. Now this is a flamethrower. Flamethrower. The M132A1 flamethrower. Wow. Wouldn't want to be in front of this piece. Next to it, now we have some artillery pieces. Now look at this little piece. This is the 105 howitzer. Very common. Very common. See what the stats look like on this one. Interesting. The 105. Next to it, looks to be a little bigger. How about a 155 millimeter howitzer? Artillery. See, it has quite a range, 14,600 meter range. Amazing. Back here's how you crank it up. Set your trajectory right here. Wow. I never shot any artillery. I was in the air wing my entire 4-year military career. I usually flew around everywhere I went. Look at this big piece. Bigger yet. Let's see what we have here. This is the M107 175 millimeter gun. That's a lot of gun. Give you guys a second to read that. Hopefully you can see it okay. I think so. I blocked the sun. Big gun. Big gun. Look at this thing. Big artillery piece. Big barrel. All right. Let's move over here. Looks like we have a mortar. Oh boy. Some sort of mortar. In the background there is a, I don't know, some sort of tank turret. They don't seem to have many placards on these individual pieces here. I don't see any placards to read, so they leave it to our imagination. Now, I know what this piece is over here. This is anti-aircraft. I'm not sure what millimeter it is, but that is an anti-aircraft piece. That piece is made for downing incoming aircraft. Now, right next to it, we have an M40 106 millimeter recoilless rifle. Wow, that's a big rifle. Excuse me. Let's read the placard here. Hopefully you can. Big recoilless rifle. We have another anti-aircraft turret in the background. Again, those are made for shooting down airplanes, obviously. And look at this tree. Look at this tree right in the middle of all this. Now, I can tell you, this tree is very old. Very old. So many beautiful trees here in Vietnam. Vietnam is a very old country, you know. Established somewhere back around 1200 AD, I think. Have a patrol boat. Patrol boat. Okay. Let us move over here. I see bombs. I know you guys like bombs. Look at these. I will show you some bombs. Now, they don't let us get up close and personal. But I can tell you right now, that's a big bomb, folks. Of course, a lot of bombs. Some exploded ordnances already. See if we can get a little zoom on these going on here. Oh, yeah. Big bombs. That's amazing. Of course, we have the anti-aircraft rocket or missile right there. Again, used to shoot down enemy airplanes. I'll show you the placard. This describes most of them, I believe. Hopefully you can read it. I'll get a little closer. Just a little explanation of some of the bombs, some of the missiles. But this big one right here, that's pretty amazing stuff right there. That's a big bomb. And it'll give you a little shot of the view. Now that's where we came in. Right there's the ticket booth. Beautiful grounds, very well kept. Very well kept, like everything here in Ho Chi Minh City. Beautiful place to visit. I hope someday maybe you get a chance to come visit Vietnam. I love it. It's my second home. Oh, here we go. Now, here's a little more bomb info. Look at this big bomb right here. Okay. Now, this was dropped normally from a C-130 cargo plane. When exploding, it destroyed an area within a 100-meter radius and caused serious damage within a diameter of 3.2 kilometers. used in Vietnam from 1970. The Blue 82 seismic bomb. Very devastating. Devastating. Some of the bombs used during the Vietnam War. Okay, let's walk over here. Ah, beautiful. I believe that's bonsai tree. I think. Gorgeous. Let's move on. Oh yeah, more bombs. We love bombs. Look at these beauties. Look at these. My goodness, so big. And again, these were all bombs dropped by the Americans during the Vietnam War. Just some of the remnants. What's left over. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. See if we can read the placard on this one. Okay. The CBU-55 bomb, a mother bomb. Okay. Boom. I hear bombs. They have some sound effects going on. Let's see what we have here. Imprisonment system during the Vietnam War. Let's take a look at this. I told you there's not only equipment, but also exhibits. Okay, they have exhibits set up. Let's go inside, have a look. Some old pictures over here. Sorry about that fan, guys. Probably killing my audio. Old pictures. What South Vietnam looked like in the 50s and 60s. Here's a view of one of the prisons. And some not so flattering pictures. Nothing good about war. It's all bad. This was actually Tan Hait Prison, one of the largest in South Vietnam. I'll let you read this. Very interesting. And very brutal, as you can see by the pictures. Male and female prisoners. And some very graphic pictures on the wall that I'm not going to show in my video. I don't like to get too graphic with it. Obviously, it's war, so this video isn't exactly made for children, but I try to keep it as user-friendly as I can. Now, here's some picture, more of the prison camps. Torture was common. I think everybody knows that. And during the Vietnam War, there was a lot of torture, a lot of torment. on both sides. On both sides. This Phu Quoc prison up here. And again, some more graphic pictures that I'm not going to dwell on. If you want to see the graphic, gory stuff, come to Vietnam. Look at this old communications right here. Look at the old telephones. My goodness. Telephone, we got some handcuffs. Again, torture was widely used in Vietnam prisons. You want them to talk, you add some pain. Yes? Not good. Just a lot of old pictures of the American involvement in Vietnam. Very cool place. Let's move on out of here. Let's see what else we can find. Let's see what else we can find. Oh, there's the Huey again. Oh, we've kind of came full circle. Let's look at this. How about some tiger cages? Tiger cages. Special cells within the jail. Let's have a look. Again, we try not to be too crazy graphic. Vietnamese are pretty graphic in their exhibits. I don't know if America would be so graphic. I know this is not a good thing right here because this was a guillotine. So if you wanted to behead somebody, you would put their little head in that hole right there. Nice little tray down there to catch the mess. And the knife would be dropped on your neck. Terrible. But it was used a lot. I'll show you the placard. It's kind of graphic too, but I'm going to show it. It basically shows a man holding another man's head who had just been executed by the guillotine. Terrible. But it's history, people. It's history. It happened. Dark history, but history. Now I'll show you the tiger cages. Now these were used, obviously, to put people in. Tiger cages surrounded with barbed wire. Not a good place to be. If you can imagine being placed in one of these, out in the hot sun where it's over 100 degrees on a daily basis. Yes, people were put in these cages. Let's read the placard. Hopefully you can read it. I think so. Not a good thing. But again, part of history, yes? Let's see what else we have. Let's go up the steps. Very old. Hello. Let's see what we have up here. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's what I thought. I remember these. The above view, where the prisoners were held. The prisoner cages. There was a lot of them. This one's very dark over here. You probably can't see. Yeah, it's very dark. That's okay. We'll go down the stairs. I think probably get a little better view from the door. Let's take a look from the door side. Maybe get you a little better view. Right here, yeah, tiger cages. And I'll let you read this. Not pleasant. A day in a tiger cage would not be good. Very uncomfortable. Let's show you inside one. Basic steel door with a little hole with sound effects. Bad place. Not good. What do we have over here? Sunbathing rooms. Oh, how nice. Built by the French. And what they look like on the inside. I will leave it to your own interpretation. Here we have the iron grill. The iron grill. Form of torture. As you can see. Okay, moving on. Very interesting place. And we're back out to the bombs. Okay, so I told you it wasn't a very big place. It's not very big. They just pack a lot of stuff into it. So that pretty well covers the outside exhibits and, of course, the military equipment that I've showed you. Let's take a look inside the building. Again, I'll get you a little picture of where we're at, the War Remnants Museum, right here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Let's go inside and have a look. The main entrance. Now this building is mainly just exhibits. I have a little gift shop over here. Little gift shop. And then they also show some different films you can sit and watch, films about the war. We're not going to do that today. I mainly wanted to come show you the equipment outside. In here is mainly pictures and exhibits. But some of them are kind of cool. Really neat place. If you get a chance, come visit. Because to really understand, you would have to read these pictures like this one. Here's a picture of Cuban President Fidel Castro. Visiting Vietnam, September of '73. Some of the protests going on in Washington, back in the States, of the Vietnam War. Very unpopular war for the Americans. Very unpopular. It's interesting to be here in Ho Chi Minh City. Of course, they do a perspective of they actually won the war, which I guess in a sense they did, yes. And they're very proud of that. By winning the war, Ho Chi Minh, the leader of the North, reunified the country. That was always his goal, because Vietnam, for a long time, had been split in half, basically. You had North Vietnam, and you had South Vietnam. Ho Chi Minh changed that. Through his battles, he reunified the country, and I can tell you he is very much revered here in Vietnam. Let's go upstairs for a quick look. A lot of different rooms. Now, right here is a room dedicated to war crimes. We'll take a quick peek. Again, prepare. I know there's some very graphic stuff here. I'll show you a little, but not all. Some of it's just too much. These are basically pictures of what we would call war crimes. Okay? Not pretty. And again, remember, everything here is put into a Vietnamese perspective, okay? So most of these pictures will show Americans doing bad things to Vietnamese soldiers and civilians. Now, you know as well as I that this was done from both sides, okay? It was done from both sides. There was atrocities committed on both sides. I think we all know that. Why don't you read this right here? Okay. And then the pictures next to it are just too graphic. I'm not going to show. It's too much. Too much. Feels good in here. They have a little bit of air conditioning. Now, I'll show you a quick one, but again, it's very graphic, so prepare. I don't like showing this kind of stuff, but it's history. It's war. And I'll let you read this real quick if you choose to. This is the caption under the picture I just showed you. I think this was the My Lai massacre. Terrible. And this room just shows a lot of that. A lot. Let's go over here and look at some of the weapons. Real quick, we'll look at some of the weapons. Here's some of the ammunition right here. Everything from grenades to small arms ammunition. And also some flares. Over here, we get a little bigger. We get into some mortars. 60 mil mortars, 81 millimeter mortars, 40 millimeter mortars, and some recoilless rifle ammunition also. Interesting. Over here we have the famous picture of the little girl running down the road after a napalm attack. I'm sure you've all seen this. I'll let you read the caption if you choose to. Okay. More very, very graphic pictures. I'll show a few quickly. Terrible. War is terrible. And this is a war museum. Now again, it's slanted with a Vietnamese perspective. Okay, you have to remember, we're not in America right now, we're in Vietnam. Some more little weapons and bombs. Interesting. Look at some of the rifles. A lot of rifles. Handguns. There's an M2 carbine. Over here we have an M1 carbine. Some pictures. Now this picture up top is very famous. You've probably seen it. That was the South Vietnamese colonel, I believe he was, actually executing what he thought to be either a VC infiltrator, I believe is how the story goes on that. The news just happened to be filming right there, and they caught him on camera executing that person. Here's some of the handguns. Some of the handguns of the era, 60s, 50s, 60s. I'll let you read the plaque. Okay. Let's move on. More weapons. Some of these, very old. Shotgun. Widely used in Vietnam. Close combat. M1 Garand. M1 Garand. Interesting. There is the M16. American servicemen used M14 and 16. I believe they started with the M14. And then came the M16. More guns. Lots of guns. American servicemen looking down a tunnel that they found. Up top is a Belgium automatic rifle. Interesting. M79 grenade launchers. M79 chemical grenade launcher. Okay. Get into some bigger weapons. If you are a Vietnam veteran, I'm sure you are quite aware of some of the stuff that I'm showing you today. A couple GIs with their gas masks on. More guns. 30 cal machine gun. 30 caliber. There's a Browning M2. And a 6-barrel heavy machine gun. I'll let you read the placard on this one. Very interesting. Over here we have the M60 up top, M60 machine gun. M60. Used both on the ground and also in the air. A lot of M60s mounted in the helicopters for the door gunners to help protect the crew. Bazooka, 90 millimeter. And some smaller ones as well. And we have a picture of American GI carrying it. Interesting place, guys. And now it's getting busy. Very popular place. All right, let's get out of this room. Let's move over here. There is a room here dedicated strictly for Agent Orange effects. Now, I know this affected so many Americans. What a terrible thing. We'll take a look. Let's go in and take a look. This is the Agent Orange room. Special room. Agent Orange was used in Vietnam as a defoliant. Okay, they wanted to, let's say, knock the jungle down a little bit so it would be easier to get through. So Agent Orange was sprayed by helicopters and airplanes, and that's what it looked like. Oh, terrible stuff. They probably didn't know at the time just how poisonous it was. Maybe they did. I don't know. I hope they didn't. Because I can tell you, it's killed a lot of Americans. And it killed a whole lot of Vietnamese. It's called the Purple People Eater. Look at that guy. No protection. Okay, no protection, just filling the barrels. Crazy. If they would have only known. Again, just more devastating pictures of the effect of Agent Orange on the jungle. Look at that. Just kills everything. Terrible chemicals. Some of the after effects of Agent Orange. Not good. I'm not going to dwell on them. But believe me, the Vietnamese are still battling Agent Orange illnesses today, 48 years after the fall of Vietnam. And we're not going to look at all them horrible pictures. It's too much. It was very bad. The chemicals very bad, and it hurt a lot of people. Okay, enough of that. Let's move on. A couple more rooms to show you. Let's go over here to the War Crimes room. Oh, I'm sorry. We've already been in that room. Yeah, we've been there. Okay. Let's go up one more set of stairs and see what we have. I don't remember what's up here on the 3rd floor. We'll take a quick peek. We have a little bit of time. I was planning on about a 1-hour video today, and we're at about 46 minutes. So we will try to keep it to 1 hour. There's just a lot here to see. A lot. This is the Queen room. Now, this is a room of war correspondents who died, who were killed during the war. And there was quite a few of them. Let's look at some. Very interesting. Okay. Say there's quite a few war correspondents who were killed during the war. And there's an interesting picture. Get that. I'm not going to explain each and every one. It's too much. I think the pictures speak for themselves. Okay? I'll let the pictures do the talking. Again, a lot of these are stories of the correspondents who were killed during the war. Oh, here's an airplane coming apart mid-flight. Crazy. Okay, here's a good picture. I'll show you this one. These are the photographers who died in the Indochina War. A lot of them. A lot of them. A lot of photographers, news people, got caught in situations they couldn't get out of, and they were killed. Look at this old camera that had been shot. There was a bullet hole through it. Obviously, somebody was probably holding that camera at the time. Let's read the placard. The camera of a war correspondent. Actually, it saved his life. Amazing. Amazing. So many. Interesting picture of an American GI. Crazy war, folks. It was a crazy war. I'll keep my comments to myself. I'm just here to show you the facts. Very interesting building. If you're ever in Ho Chi Minh City, I would strongly recommend a trip to the War Remnants Museum. A lot of stuff, a lot of history, good and bad. Okay, let's get out of here. Very interesting building. I apologize, I just don't have enough time to stop and share every picture with you, so I try to get the big stuff. Here's some more mortars. Interesting. Here's an American GI with his M16. And over here is a picture of the leader of North Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh. And I'll let you read some of his words. And this was from September 2nd, 1945. Because during the Second World War, of course, the Japanese were in Vietnam. And then when that war ended, the French took over, French Indochina, and the French ruled Vietnam for a long time, from mid-40s up to about late 50s, 1960. As the Vietnam War started and was going on. And of course, the French army was annihilated at a place up north called Dien Bien Phu. Major victory for the Vietnamese over the French. That was pretty much the end of it for the French. And then, of course, the Americans got involved. And the rest of that story is history. All right, let's get out of here. We are going on an hour. So there you have it. The War Remnants Museum, Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. If you're in town, give it a look. It's really neat. Let me sign off for just a minute. I'll make my way back outside and have some closing remarks. We'll be right back. Okay, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that little tour. Very interesting place. Please put it on your to-do list if you ever travel to Ho Chi Minh City, Socialist Republic of Vietnam. Little last look at the building here. Beautiful place. And I am going to find me a cold drink, take a little break, and then I'll head on back to the house. So again, guys, thank you for everything. Thank you for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell. I'll be getting out in town, getting some other neat stuff. I try to do at least one video a week to bring you some pretty awesome content. So again, thank you, and I'll see you next time.